Yeah, I'm stuck. Cause my son told me to do, make it puzzle, play puzzle games. So I had a whole other game plan, and try to do some more gameplay because I'm trying to be more like Zach Scott. And then I do like a little 5 minute break with whatever news that I can share because I am trying to collectively bring together a black media, um, from DJing to actual broadcast news reporting, whether it's religious, politics, science. It's all one big equilateral triangle to me because I'm on a mathematical tip. And as I was like, all right, what game should I play, right? And I had to go back to the OG, the original, you know, puzzle game on the road. So I figured I'd come play some original Tetris that's on here. This is all a part of the Nintendo Switch Online. Um, you can it comes with a Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. One Game Boy Advance is a different tier, but Tetris is one of the original games, one of the original puzzle games. I guess I would stay away from a game like Burger Time, which is actually kind of is a platform puzzle game. Um, but Dr. Mario, classic puzzle game. Um, there's a whole bunch on here. That's why I kind of got Tetris is his Tetris DX, so it's now in color like the other one. So this is with the Game Boy Color. The first one all the way down here is it's in black and white, but this version allows you to play it as a Game Boy Color. So it do add like four colors to it, I think. Um, or four, because you need at least four shades of gray with the original system, right? And that's another part of mathematics when I eventually get into the mathematical color theory versus the artistic color theory, and we'll get into understanding that the artistic color theory is more in dealing with the emotions behind colors, whereas looking at the straight mathematics, we're looking at the ones and the zeros and how many you need at least four shades in order to do a proper checkerboard or whatever uh, color scheme for a black and white system like the original. Well, it was actually a green and whatever color that is system the original Game Boy was. All right, and I didn't want to get that far into the technical aspects of everything. I just wanted to say hello. But I was taken back because I found a new YouTuber. Her name is Carmen JC. Now she's not a new YouTuber. Let me see how like she's young compared to my 71, my original hip hop age. But she joined it in 2022, March 2022. So she's only been on here for 5 years, 3 years. She's already at 148,000 subscribers. So she's doing a great job, and she has 63 videos. Her name is Carmen JC. Carmen JC, right? Let me just say it as one word. And I'm going to share. You know how I do. I'll share like I'm gonna share. She has a 30-minute video that I was watching, and it's called. It is kind of an attack on Barack Obama. And but she does a 32-minute video or so. Actually, 30. Oh no, she talks about Charlie Kirk a little bit too. Um, now I done lost where the original thing was, but it's a 30-minute video. I just watched the whole 30 minutes, 31 minutes or so. But y'all know how I do. I do like five. I think ended up with 7 minutes that you know, I'm going to share fair use 19, and I'm not really going to comment. She does such a great job in putting this video together, and it really explains why Kamala Harris lost, right? I don't know if she might have voted for Kamala Harris. I don't know, right? But all of the weight and things that Kamala Harris had to overcome with Obama, and then Obama picking Biden, and what Biden did. I mean, she has to have she has a very good head on her shoulders, and had to understood that why Kamala has had to, I mean, just completely remove herself in order to, because she sounds like she might have, hey, she was willing to vote Republican, which a lot of people in the black community is like totally against, or that's at least what they tell us, because the statistics that we go into, and then that's when I get into my actuary science background, is we're basing all of our statistics off of 1960 statistics. That's where I'm, like that whole 92%. Those are 1960 statistics. Barack Obama also won because vote or die. That's another, because in order for Barack Obama to be grassroots, he needed the grassroots. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, EPMD, you know what I mean? Even Redman, right? That's the common sense, we're the grassroots hip hop, right? So, yeah, he got P. Diddy and 50 Cent and even Hulk Hogan going around with the vote or die, and it seemed like that was hip hop culture. Jay-Z, right? But that's not really they the culture, but you know what I mean? But we understand, like Jay-Z just had an album with Nas talking about some black Republicans. Like that's what we talking about. We know we're deep down we're willing to vote the other way or represent what a liberal Republican conservative ideology is. It's this is really hip hop culture right here. The artist that I'm mentioning. So I'm going to share her video a little bit. I'll do a little gameplay, I guess. Even if she picked cost is another puzzle game. So I got kind of confused on which puzzle game I should play. How much time should I play on it? You know what I mean? And like watching somebody play Tetris is like watching paint dry kind of sometimes, unless I turn the speed up and die real fast. But I figured I did have to start with a Tetris, which at least showing you the original handheld play a puzzle game and an escape from life kind of a thing before the phones with the little mini games that come on the phones today. So we'll get to that by the end of the week. But I figured I started off on Game Boy. I might do Game Boy Advance tomorrow, and et cetera, et cetera. And he mentioned a couple games to try that are a little different when it comes to be a puzzle. Like Pitcoss is a very different kind of puzzle game, where you use numbers and you draw little pictures and stuff. But it's still, at its heart, it's still a puzzle game. I think I'm just going to play a little bit of Tetris DX for y'all to see, show you how it looks in color and, versus playing it. Or I'll play Dr. Mario later on another system or something like that. But there it is. I mean, really pay attention to what she's about to drop it. And I'll talk more about it after she's done. And, and I'm gonna share a link to the full video in the description. Check it out. Go give it a thumbs up. Like her, go follow her page. This is a young lady. She millennial. No, like she got to be Generation Z. Like I said, Generation Z is 0 to 25 now. Well, we'll get more into the generations and how I break them down. But I mean, this right here, she's about to go in on it, and please, I mean, take some notes. I mean, jeez.
They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families.
1994 crime bill, it it did contribute to mass incarceration in our country.
In the meantime, an awful lot of people were jailed for minor drug crimes after the
Exactly right.
Was it a mistake to support it?
Let me just say it up front. Barack Obama was not a win for the culture. He was a setup. He didn't save us. He sedated all of us. He didn't fight for the people. He fronted for the elites. And the fact that people is still worshiping him like he is some type of untouchable icon tells us how deep the psychological manipulation really went. They branded him as hope. Hollywood turned him into a hero. And let's be honest, America got caught in the fantasy. But Black America, we treated him like he was the second coming to Jesus. Meanwhile, he picked Joe Biden for his vice president, the man that wrote the actual blueprint for mass incarceration. He bailed out the banks that stole millions of homes from working class families, and not just Black people, Latino, white, everybody. He pushed LGBT and gender ideology harder than he pushed marriage, fatherhood, or actual healing in any community. He didn't fix anything. He repackaged dysfunction in a tailored suit and sold it as progress. And quite frankly, I find him disgusting, and his wife too. If she's really his wife, I find her disgusting as well. These people never cared about the Black community. They never cared about America. They care about symbolism, celebrities, and stand in the elite's good graces. Obama didn't save us. He psychologically disarmed us, and he drove a wedge between Black and white Americans like we hadn't seen in decades. He didn't unite this country. He split it clean down the middle and weaponized identity to do it. So this episode is not just for Black people. It's for anyone who still believes the illusion, anyone who thinks race loyalty means silence, anyone who's been watching the country spiral and wondering why and how this happened. Because if you think Obama was a win for the people, you've been hypnotized. So today we're breaking the trends. We're pulling back the curtain on the branding, the policies, and the propaganda, and exposing how Obama became the most dangerous kind of puppet, one who looked like us, but never moved with us. I'm Carmen JC, and I'm here to wake people up. Make sure you like this video so it gets around, because more people need to hear the truth. Let's get into it. They didn't pick him because he was special. They picked him because he was obedient. Barack Obama didn't arise from the streets of Chicago by shaking hands with everyday people and earning their trust. He was selected, protected, and strategically inserted into the political machine. And quite frankly, that's the part the Black community still don't want to admit. He played the game, and he played it well. In 1995, State Senator Alice Palmer, a respected Black woman in Chicago politics, decided to run for Congress. She gave Obama her blessing to run for her Illinois State Senate seat. But when her congressional campaign failed miserably, she came back to reclaim her seat. Obviously, Obama was like, no, and she had to run against him. But he didn't just run against her. He challenged her nominating petitions, he questioned the validity of her signatures, and he got her kicked off the ballot. In fact, every single one of the opponents was challenged and eliminated. Obama ran unopposed and won by default. That was the first red flag, and the machine took notice. He wasn't just ambitious, he was useful. Obama's early years were rooted in grassroots organizing like the media wants you to believe. He rose under the shadow of Mayor Richard M. Daley, who served as Chicago's mayor for 20 plus years from 1989 to 2011. The Daley regime was pure political rot. City jobs were handed to insiders, rigged contracts, and corruption scandals everywhere. And here's where it gets even tighter. Valerie Jarrett, who would later become Obama's closest advisor in the White House, worked directly with Mayor Daley as a deputy chief of staff. That connection was already baked into the system he was rising through. Obama didn't fight this corruption. He maneuvered around it, quietly and strategically. By the time we reached the year 2000, Obama had made his first big leap and ran for Congress against Bobby Rush, a former Black Panther and a sitting congressman. He lost badly. That loss probably showed him that to win at the next level, you don't need ambition, you need real power and backing. And that's exactly what he started to build. One of his biggest political boosters was Emil Jones Jr., the Illinois Senate president. Jones mentored Obama, treated him like a political son, and most importantly, gave Obama credit for major legislative accomplishments by putting his name on key bills. That move helped create the illusion that Obama had a stacked legislative resume perfectly timed to run for U.S. Senate. And Jones didn't stop there. He cleared the runway for Obama's rise. Nobody in Chicago's political class seriously opposed Obama's Senate run because Emil Jones was behind him. And in return for all the political protection, Obama never once challenged the Daley machine. He looked the other way as corruption ran rampant, as communities crumbled, and as crime exploded in Chicago's south and west sides. He never addressed it, never exposed it, never acknowledged it because that was the deal. But let's be clear. His run for U.S. Senate was literally just given to him considering that Blair Hull, a wealthy Democrat and a major contender, collapsed after divorce documents revealed allegations of verbal and physical abuse, with reports saying that his ex requested a restraining order and accused him of threatening their child. That made his campaign completely fall apart. Then you have Jack Ryan, the Republican nominee and the former Goldman Sachs partner who was destroyed in June 2004 when sealed custody records were unsealed. Not suspiciously, of course, exposing alleged sex club behavior and pressure for public sex acts with his wife. The media frenzy forced him to drop out, and just like that, the path cleared and Obama walked straight through to become the next U.S. Senator. Behind the scenes, David Axelrod was the one crafting the image, a former political reporter turned media consultant for Chicago's elite. Axelrod had been a mouthpiece for the Daily Machine and now was building Obama into a brand, not a senator, but a president in waiting. After winning the Senate, Obama didn't waste time. He hired Peter Rouse, one of the most seasoned DC insiders, and immediately began building a national campaign operation. He was backed by all the political elites: Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Citibank, Chase, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, insiders like David Geffen, Oprah, and George Soros. From Silicon Valley to Hollywood, they were all on board. Just think, he was very close with Rahm Emanuel, who later became the mayor of Chicago, replacing Mayor Daley. Very close with Hollywood insider Ari Emanuel, Rahm's brother, one of the most powerful agents in entertainment, and he was also backed by Zeke Emanuel, the third brother, who helped author his healthcare legislation. Interesting. You know, nothing says grassroots like being besties with one of the most connected brothers in politics, medicine, and Hollywood. Meanwhile, the media sold him as a grassroots miracle. Sure, Obama collected more small donations than anyone at that time, but he collected even more money from Wall Street bundlers, big tech donors, and corporate elites. The grassroots narrative, an illusion, a brilliant one, but a lie all the same. Obama wasn't rising in spite of the machine. He was the machine's newest product. So by the time it's January 21st, 2007, the official announcement, Obama declared he was running for president. Let's be clear, the groundwork was already laid, the branding was polished, the media was drooling, and the billionaire class was all in. And Black America? We were just excited to see someone who looked like us, even though nothing he stood for actually served us. Obama didn't disrupt the system, he perfected it. He removed his mentor, crushed opponents through technicalities, and climbed each rung of power without ever getting his hands dirty. He made betrayal look like hope. He made manipulation look like progress. He wasn't revolutionary. He was a Trojan horse in a tailored suit crafted to emotionally disarm a generation while the elite pulled the strings.
There it is, you know? And that's only like 7 minutes. So, of course, like I said, I'm gonna share the whole video in the description, and y'all can go check it out. Kind of having deja vu. Whenever I share a young lady that gets it, and you caught on, you know, you sit back. Let me see. You sit back and I want to switch to my full screen, and I see, you know, all my older, you know, I'm educated too, and we're still doing 1960 mathematics, even though it's still the same mathematics, but they tricked us way back then. In thinking, I mean, y'all familiar with the game. This is Tetris. I can't do, okay, so, you know, let's go like this, right? Of course, the headache was that you never get another long one for a while. Messed up already. Jeez, why am I bad at this game? Oh, jeez. What's wrong with me? Oh, I'm horrible. I don't believe I'm horrible at this game. Like, y'all know I gotta focus, huh? I ain't talking smack about Obama. I'm quitting. Oh, I am horrible. One God, our Father, all the time, hip hop, life, love, one. That's God is love, hip hop is life, time is holy. Money is nothing more than that fourth dimensional illusion that really doesn't exist because it's hip hop that's the art of making the most out of life. One, God is understood. Peace and happiness to you all.